Instead of taking the easy route and just getting more and more basic after releasing their huge smash Closer, the Chainsmokers have gone in the opposite direction. Hey guys, John from Beyond ARTV. I know that's a bold statement to open things up, but I'm here with a track review of the long-anticipated and the long-teased and announced collaboration between alternative band Coldplay and EDM stars the Chainsmokers. And I know that comes at a price for me saying that and saying like, oh, you're anticipating something from the Chainsmokers, or you even enjoy something from the Chainsmokers. And honestly, maybe I'm basic sometimes because I like the majority of the songs that the Chainsmokers have released to this world, and apparently they have an album around the corner. I'll listen to it, I'll give it a review, and I definitely have an open mind towards it. Now, I will say this, the Chainsmokers have a pretty strict formula, and somebody I believe recently called them out like being like the Nickelback of EDM, and they like responded to it, which I thought was actually kind of hilarious. If you've got your formula and it still seems fresh in a way and you manage to have fun with it, then I say go for it. Now, what did we get with this Coldplay? Mainly Chris Martin collaboration. Obviously Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, he's done some features for people before. Coldplay have kind of danced in the EDM territory before. A Sky Full of Stars with Avicii was not a good song in my opinion. I did not like it. I didn't like the lyrics on it. It just kind of fell flat. I didn't like the pianos. They felt too forced in that track. It didn't seem like they fit well with the beat. And here, this time around, it feels much more natural just because it feels like opening a storybook and we've delved into a new chapter of Coldplay. Now, I would go light on calling it a full band feature just because a lot of the time I'm like, well, where's Will or where's Guy? It's just Chris, but that's not the case the entire song, and we'll get to that. This song has a nice, magical, kind of mysterious feel to it. It reminds me a bit of like younger years and just the presence that you have. He's talking about reading these books and seeing these superheroes, and I think that the main point of this song is actually pretty kind of deep, and it's on a Chainsmokers track. I know that sounds crazy, but here's the thing. I think that they've gotten a little bit better with time on at least the majority of their tracks. I mean, Paris, for as much as a lot of people seem to not like it, I think it's probably the best song that they've released other than Don't Let Me Down and Roses. And it's not like they've released a ton of singles and that I have a ton to compare it to at this point, but they seem to be steadily putting out pretty quality material. And in the lyrical department, at least they're kind of trying to tell a story, unlike so many of these boring ass EDM tracks, and the pop world in general just rap the same thing over and over again. But here, I feel like the point of the song is Chris Martin is saying these things like, you know, I read about these things when I was a kid, and even going forward, I thought that I had to be like almost like superhuman or else a superhero to win somebody's affection. And this girl comes back saying, you know what? I want you. I want somebody real. You don't have to have this superhuman strength or this super mind power or some sort of trick up your sleeve. And it's a kind of a nice nod to basically saying, be yourself, without being so dramatic or cheesy. Let's talk about the musicality of the track. It opens up with some light guitar, kind of some airy piano in the background, obviously a little bit of a beat, very Chainsmokers-y. It definitely feels like a progression from Paris, but very much in the same vein. And then once we get to that build-up, I do like it. I like that they work in the synthesizers there, and it smoothly just kind of rolls. It's like you hit like a little bit of a hill before you get to the drop, and then boom, it hits. And the drop is like not going to blow your mind, but if you're looking for a Chainsmokers drop to blow your mind, I think you're looking at the wrong music or the wrong place, one or the other. It's a nice, smooth track. It's very easy to listen to. It's easy to loop over and over again. It's a smooth ride. You just take it in and you just kind of sit there, and I find myself enjoying it the more I hear it. It's one of those songs that I listened to it the first time, I thought, this is good, and then once I started playing it more and more, once we got to that climax at the end where the guitars from Coldplay actually do kick in, it gets a little bit chaotic and noisy, and just this epic little finale that the Chainsmokers tend to do. This is their best finale yet. It sounds fantastic. I love the way they wrapped up the track. It's a little bit longer than your standard pop tune, clocking in at over 4 minutes, but it doesn't feel lengthy at all. It is kind of repetitive, but at the same time, it's supposed to, I feel like, to build on the gratuity of the situation that he's in with this girl. Chris Martin does great on the vocals, maybe not his best vocal performance ever, but at the same time, I can't really critique it that much either. And the Chainsmokers on production, you know it's the Chainsmokers as soon as you're listening to it, but it's not a bad thing. Sure, it's predictable, but at the same time, it's a fun tune, and I feel like this is one of their best songs yet. Me personally, I really like this thing. I'm gonna go as far as to say a 4 out of 5 for the new track, Something Like That. What is it called, actually? I keep getting this wrong. I almost said Something in the Way because I reviewed Nirvana the other day. Something Just Like This. Not Something Just Like That. I almost said that too. I've done so many takes of this. It's crazy. 4 out of 5 for the new Chainsmokers and Coldplay collab, Something Just Like This. Guys, do me a favor, drop a like on this video today. I am filming this after a 10-hour workday, and oh my goodness, I am exhausted. Can't believe I got this out. Check me out on all of my social media, linked in the description. Another track review right here, or another SOS episode that I did recently right here. I'll see you very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.